All right, so we at the top of the hour. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. My name is Thomas Holloman. I am a master facilitator, certified executive coach with PTR, and we are here today to provide you with a demo on a very forward-thinking course, a course that's going to help you with your workforce of today and to get them set up for the workforce of the future. This class is called Adaptive Leadership Principles. Now, we're going to spend this 1 hour today talking about adaptive leadership, and we're going to give you different types of leadership styles as well. And we're going to talk to those, and we want you to reflect on your primary leadership style and maybe that secondary one as well. But the key of what leadership styles do we need to work on? How do we get better? See, because adaptive leadership is not about one leadership style fitting all. It's about leaders recognizing the key elements in a situation and a scenario and being able to challenge themselves and their teams to be able to adapt or flex to the right leadership style to achieve the desired results. All right. Now, think about that for a moment. Most of you are leaders within your groups, and you've had a particular style that has worked well for you. I'm sure a style that's gotten you to where you are today, right? And you have that style, that natural style that's comfortable for you. But then what about other styles that you're able to adapt to? Are there some that you want to work on? Are there some, your secondary one, that feels comfortable to you too? Maybe that third one challenges you a little bit. We're going to talk about some of those a little bit later here. Now, I want you to think about this for a moment when it comes to great coaches, right? Some of the great coaches of our day. Think about Nick Saban, right? Who's won, 6 or 7 championships. You have the great John Wooden, who's won over 10 championships, had 2 of the greatest players of all time, right? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We had, I forgot his name right now. He just slipped. Bill Walton, right? 2 of the greatest college players of all time. You have Pat Summitt, Lady Vols of Tennessee, 7 championships, right? And Bill Belichick, the list goes on and on. The point is that all of these coaches had great styles, right? Styles that worked for them. When players came to their teams, the great Michael Jordan went to North Carolina with Dean Smith, they adapted to the coach's style. Why? Because their style was a winning formula. Okay? So great leaders have that style that works. But also, let's take a look at this quote here, because adaptive leadership, John Wooden also says flexibility is the key to stability. So understanding your team, understanding, their values and their interests, what motivates them, what demotivates them, understanding those things and being able to challenge what we like to call mobilized knowledge, to be able to mobilize the knowledge that's needed to help them develop and grow, to give them the ability to adapt, is going to be able to help our workforce. Our workforces today, more than ever, is big on psychological safety. What does psychological safety mean? It simply means that my people within my team, my environment, they feel like they can be open, share their thoughts, share their opinions, take risk without feeling ridiculed or feeling like they're going to be put down in a negative way. They want to have a culture where they feel like they can take risks, they can be creative, they can innovate. They can be able to share emotions and feelings. That's about psychological safety. And so being an adaptive leader helps you be able to adapt to those environments when that's needed. All right, let's share the true definition of adaptive leadership for you. It says adaptive leadership, which is defined as the ability to anticipate future needs, articulate those needs to build collective support and understanding, adapt your responses based on continuous learning, and demonstrate accountability through transparency in your decision-making process. When we talk about being adaptive leaders, it's important that you set the stage, set the standard early, right? You communicate to your teams that this is the type of style, this is your mission, because you want to make sure that there's authenticity. You don't want to come in one day and you are someone that is a authoritarian, right, or autocratic style, and then the next day you are laissez-faire. Like, what's going on here? Who is my manager, right? So you set the stage, you set expectations with your team, you share the reasons why behind you being an adaptive leader and the positive impact it can have on your team as you help develop and grow them. All right, let's take a look at a few of the different leadership styles. And I want you to think about which style connects to you. Which style is your primary leadership style and which style is your secondary leadership style? And those that you know you need to work on to become that adaptive leader. And these are the things that we'll talk about in the full-length class, and we'll dissect these, have some conversations about them as well. Okay. Now, the first one is autocratic. Okay. Now, autocratic, authoritarian, I always have a hard time saying that. Focus on result and efficiency, unilateral decision making, and highly structured. And let me pause for a second too, because I dove right in and failed to mention my super producer, Miss Rachel. Rachel, I'm so sorry about that. Rachel is, I tell you, she is my right hand. She's on here. So if you're having any technical issues, please reach out to Rachel. She will gladly assist you with those. All right, let's move back in. Now we talk about autocratic as being that style. Now, each style has its positives, but they also have their challenges as well. When we talk about autocratic, we know that in this situation, it can really be a high stress, high anxiety type style, right? Because I'm putting everything on my shoulders. Now, also, this could cause some dissension amongst the ranks, right, within the teams because of the fact that you're not taking my thoughts, my opinions don't matter. So why am I giving them, right? And so in that instance, it may demotivate some of your team, which can cause issues. The next style is democratic. It says participative, focus on group discussion, input, group decisions making, high engagement of team. Okay. Now with democratic, it also has its challenges as well, right? Because when democratic, you have a situation here where it can be cost prohibitive, right? It can cost you a lot of money to kind of get people on the same team, right? On the same side, agreeing on the same things. Not only that, it can cause some issues on your team when you decide to go one way, but then not go the other way with the other people of your team. So you have to be cautious about when to use that and the impact it can have on the team. All right. Let me check the chat here. By the way, if you have any thoughts, questions, by all means, please put them in chat. I will try to get to as many chat responses as I can here. Let me just scan and make sure we don't have any. Okay. All right. Awesome. We'll move on. Servant. Now, this is my style, right? I'm considered a servant leader here. Now, people first mindset, help me help you. Focus on collaboration and satisfaction. High levels of communication. Now, also, there are some challenges to utilizing the servant leader style, right? If I need to flex to a more authoritarian style, because guess what? That's what I get paid to do, make decisions. When I have to flex to that, that could cause issues. I may not be comfortable flexing to that particular style, although authoritarian is my secondary style. So I personally don't have a problem with that, but I do know some people that do have a problem flexing to that. All right. It can also be one of those burnout styles as well, because I'm so worried about everybody else that I'm not thinking about myself and can cause burnout. Next is the laissez-faire approach, right? Delegates tasks with little to no supervision or guidance. Non-authoritarian, values members' experience, decisions made by the team. What are some challenges here? Well, if you have a new team, right, you're going to need to lead them, to develop them. They're going to need some coaching. So that laid back approach may not work when you have a new team. As it talked about in here, you value members' experience. You want a more tenured team that's been successful or that's already successful consistently with that approach. Okay. Yeah. Now that can be an issue also for those tenured people. They're not getting the guidance that they need. So that can be an issue there as well. You're not challenging them. There's no development. They feel like they've reached their ceiling. So that be careful with that. Next is that adaptive leadership, right? So this is kind of all of those. When we talk about adaptive leadership, adapts to the situation and the environment. As we talked about, we sit back, we observe all the key elements involved in a situation. And then based on those elements, based on the experience of my team, based on my team's values and interests and where they're looking to grow and be challenged, then I flex to the right style, right? I mobilize knowledge, flex to the right style that's going to help them grow and develop and be challenged. Okay? Now, task and development focused, delegates based on skills and readiness. All right, let's take a look here at our next slide. Now, this is one of the things that we will do in our session here, okay? One of the things that we will do is that we will spend some time doing a quick assessment. Now, there is no right and wrong answers in this assessment. It's all about having you reflect on leadership characteristics, okay? Understanding which ones are your strengths that you do often, which ones are seldom, okay? And it kind of helps you to identify which ones you want to work on to become that adaptive leader that you're looking to become. All right. I know I said a mouthful there. Let me pause for a second, check the chat, just make sure you don't have any questions for me. We're happy to help any way we can here. All right. Think I missed anyone. All right. So let's take a look at adaptive leadership qualities, okay? Because again, these are things that you want to continue to grow. We talked about transparency. We talk about growth, right? This is a part of it. Okay, so making sure that you understand what an adaptive leader looks like. What does it take? First, comfortable working with ambiguity, right? Not having all the answers, that unknown part, right? That makes a lot of people uncomfortable at times. But ambiguity can be a good thing because ambiguity leads to you being curious. Being curious leads to innovation, right? And creativity. And so we want that for our teams. We want that for our leaders. So again, that can be a positive. So being comfortable, learning how to be comfortable in ambiguity, that gives you that ability to observe and again, recognize, note key elements that's going to help you determine which leadership style I need to adapt to. Next, connected to purpose, applies both head and heart. Think about that for a moment. There are times when I need to apply the head, right? That analytical thought, the cognitive thinking process, right? Strategic thinking. I need to be forward thinking, forecasting. I need to do all those things, right? I need to make decisions based on data, needs of the business, right? There are parts when you need to do that. But don't forget, one of the keys is psychological safety. And so there are moments when we need to use the heart, right? Because in that moment that matters, that could be the biggest impact. That could be the one time that they remember that. That's the lesson that can have the biggest impact. When I think about that, I think about my father and my generation. I think about a time when I was growing up, I want to say Generation X, those of you that are over 50, you probably remember what I was talking about. No matter who you got in trouble with initially, whether it was at school with a teacher, whether it was the neighborhood, someone in the neighborhood, you got in trouble, chances are you was going to get in trouble at home too. My father, a Vietnam vet, okay, Purple Heart recipient, Bronze Star recipient for bravery. He raised me since I was 6 years old, single parent home. So my father was a strong disciplinarian. Needless to say, when he told me something, I better do it. And so he brought me a scooter and I was 15 years old. So excited. Best gift in the world, right? And so he told me, though, I didn't have my driver's license, my motorcycle license. He said, do not go into that street without that license. Stay in this neighborhood. But I want to show out. I just show my friends, right? Now, I didn't go any faster than 45 miles an hour. But I decided to put a friend on the back of it, which makes it 35 miles an hour. And then we decided to go on the street. Well, sure enough, police pulls up. So I decided at 15, on this slow scooter, I'm going to try to outrun the cop. So I dart back behind the school, going in grass, which makes me now go 25 miles an hour. I get to the other side, and who's on the other side? The police. And they're laughing at me. Say, son, were you actually trying to outrun us on this scooter? Right? He then puts the handcuffs on us, puts the scooter in the car, and I just know I'm going to jail. In fact, I'd rather go to jail than go back home. He tells me, I'm taking you home. Oh my goodness, I was so scared to death. I just knew I was going to get in trouble. The police went to go and speak to my father. Then I just like, oh my goodness. And then I get out the car with the scooter, I'll walk it up, I apologize to my dad, and you know what? He did not dismiss me at all. He said, son, I think you learned your lesson. And I did. He flexed in that moment. He knew that him disciplining me even more wasn't the purpose of that lesson. He understood that, and I never did anything dumb like that again in my life. But just like parents, we have to know our people. Just like as leaders, you have to know your team. And you have to know when the appropriate time to be an autocratic leader or a laissez-faire leader, right? To be able to get the most out of that situation. I'm just checking here, make sure we don't have any other comments. All right, looking good. So let's move on here. We talk about number 3, constantly scanning and sense making. We're going to talk a little bit more about observation in a little while as an important part of adaptive leadership, but that's what you're doing. You're constantly scanning and sense making. You're being proactive when you're seeing issues or elements that may cause issues or concern. And then you're journaling those things, right? So that you can continue to track those things. Okay, so that then you can make the appropriate decision when needed. Number 4 is understands the role and limitations of authoritative and collaborative approaches. Right? As we just talked about some of those challenges of each one, it's important that you know that so you don't flex if that's going to have a negative impact. Experiments with smart risk taking, right? That's a part of that psychological safety. I need to know that I can take risk without being punished or fear of failure. I need to know that risk taking and failure is just additional data to success. Okay? Part of that environment creates that psychological safety, allows for innovation and creativity, which helps our workforce feel good in their work environment. And then, again, learn how to adapt. That's the challenge that you take on to yourself, to learn how to adapt to these different skills, understanding your behaviors and how you react in those different leadership styles. All right. When we talk about ambiguity, right, we talked about how ambiguity is key when it comes to that adaptive criteria, right, that adaptive skills that you need to be able to have. You got to be able to manage ambiguity. And for some people like myself, who I'm all about action, I don't like just sitting around having meetings and really collaborating a whole lot. I love to collaborate, but at the end of the day, we got to move forward, right? And so for me, learning how to be one of those type of leaders, I have to take a step back, be patient, learn how to be patient, learn how to be observant, right? We have to learn how to separate the knowns from the unknowns, right? So that then we can dissect those unknowns and be able to determine who's on my team can work with that. Who has that unique style? Being able to take this and be able to run with it. Who can develop and grow? Who do I challenge in this moment that matters? Build cross-disciplinary thinking by intuition. We talked about moments when you use the head. We talked about moments when you use the heart. There's also moments when we use that gut as well, right? That intuition. Okay? Knowing your teams, knowing when to challenge them, knowing their motivations, demotivations, that's going to help you be able to apply that intuition when needed. Of course, we talked about taking risk as an important part of that. And be open to change direction. We're going to talk about change in just a little while because we know how important it is to be able to adapt to change, especially in today's time, where change happens at the speed of light. Let me pause for a second here. I think I have a few questions here. Okay, and you all feel free to chat your. You don't have access to come off the mic, so if you want to chat your question, I'm happy to answer it for you. Okay, just checking to be sure there. All right. All right, so let's take a look here as we move forward with observation skills. Observation skills. Okay, so when we talk about observation skills, look for details, avoid distractions, slow down, which again, we talked about being patient, myself, that action person, right? We want to take a moment, step back, slow down, okay? Observe, take notes, right? Talk less, listen more. Proactively observe yourself. We know that one of the most important things we can do as leaders is be self-aware. We need to be self-aware. We also need to be able to self-regulate, right? That's important for us to know when, hey, this may be how I do things. This is my ladder of inference. This is my go-to decision-making style. But in this situation, someone else can do it. Let's let them do it. Let's give them the opportunity. Okay? So we need to be able to do that. Keep an observation journal and quantify things as you notice them. Remember, we talked about in that definition, transparency. Okay? Now, we talk about balancing, right? Balance, which can be difficult to do. We're balancing authoritarian with collaborative styles. We know those are on both ends of the spectrum, right? Opposite ends of the spectrum when we're talking about that. How do we know when to be rigid, when to be lax, right? Those are things that we have to learn how to balance. Define your vision and values as an adaptive leader. You need to have a clear and compelling vision for your organization or team. You also need to align your vision with your core values and your principles. It goes back to what I mentioned earlier, right? You have to set that tone early with your team. You have to let them know what your mission is, what your goal, and how it aligns with your organization. You want to talk to your organizational leaders about the fact that I'm going to become an adaptive leader. So here's what some of the things that you will see me doing, providing opportunities for my team. And here's the why behind them, right? It's that with them. What's in it for me, right? And when leaders hear that, organizational leads hear that, they're going to be, wow, that's fantastic. Why? Because you're creating leaders for tomorrow that can adapt to any style. Okay, so that's going to be great for you. Okay, to be able to do that. So set that tone, set that expectation early with your team, with your leaders. Okay, let's move on here. So we talk about risk taking and the importance of risk taking. First of all, embrace a growth mindset, right? We don't want a fixed mindset. We want a growth mindset, right? Because with a growth mindset, that I'm always learning. I'm always looking for ways to grow. I'm having that curiosity, that curious mind that allows for creativity and innovation. Remember, foster psychological safety. I've emphasized that consistently, right? Because again, it goes back to our workforce of today. We have to make sure that we're there. I worked 21 years at AT&T. I work with people that were 35 years. I work with people 40 years with AT&T. Trust me when I tell you, some of those refuse to flex and they could care less about emotion and feelings, right? But they had a difficult time dealing with our workforce of today. We had to do classes about generation workforce to kind of get people to understand the difference. So you being ahead of the game, a forward-thinking class like this, this is going to be incredible for your department, for your organization, your team, because you're already thinking about the future and setting it up for the workforce of the future. You'll be ready. Okay, encourage calculated risk-taking. Remember we said calculated risk, right? We want to provide the framework and allow them to work within it. And then lead by example. It starts with you. It starts with you. If they see you adapting to different styles, then they're going to be more willing to be able to do that as well. Remember, it's all about what we're trying to get to, the success, our mission, our goals, being able to accomplish that, getting the outcome that we're looking for, and developing our teams and challenging our teams along the way. All right, so the next one that we dive into after the first one is that we talk about adaptive delegation. Because remember, we're talking about not only you developing and growing, right, that growth mindset, we're also talking about your teams, okay? And so it's important for your teams to be able to grow. What that means is that you're not just delegating busy work to them, you're empowering them. You're putting them in a position of growth and development, visibility. You're giving them visibility with your leaders, right? Giving them an opportunity to be a leader of the business. So what does that look like? Let's talk about rules around empowerment, okay? The first one is entrusting with authority. That means that you're letting your leaders know who's in charge. The team knows who's in charge, so there's no questioning of the leader. That's important. We talked about entrusting with authority, but we also talk about equipping with context. What we mean by that is making sure that our teams have all the information they need to be successful. We're not dropping a project at their feet and walking away, right? We're telling them about what does success look like? What does failure look like? What are my resources? What is my budget? What is my timeline? Who is my project manager, right? And the list goes on and on. We want to make sure that we set them up perfectly for success. And then lastly, it's the 3 Ps: protect, provide, empower. I want to give them the power to make it their own so they can feel comfortable and accountable with this task. We want to be able to protect them by clearing roadblocks and hurdles that may be able to get in the way. Sometimes we may have to step in front of a situation, kind of take the heat, if you will, to clear them so that they can continue to grow. And then when we talk about provide, we're talking about feedback, right? Constant feedback to help them to be able to develop and grow. Now, with that comes accountability on their side. When they take that accountability, you have to make sure that they own it, okay, and honor that accountability. So let's take a look at some of the particular scenarios where those leadership styles may work for you. So these are just some examples here. The first one we're going to talk about is the autocratic approach. It says the job or task focus is more detailed, less interpersonal. The team member that you're looking for, a person, is new to the topic, task, or role. Okay, you're elevating them, you're putting them into a situation where you want them to kind of step up in this particular role. Leader's behavior: direct, detailed instruction is needed to develop knowledge. Leader guide skill practice. Hands-on demonstration or coaching is usually required. So this allows you to be in your element. Those of you that this is your primary style here, okay? It allows you to coach, right? To develop, to provide them with that information. Discussion focus is on how it's done. It's all about getting the job done. Our next one is the democratic approach. The job or task focus in this one is medium detail, more interpersonal, okay? Now, the team member is a person now has sufficient knowledge of the topic, task, role. Practice is needed to polish the skills and develop confidence, okay? Leaders monitor skill practice. First time, you're giving them solo to be able to do it, but you're kind of observing and guiding them. Then you take the training wheels off, right? Leaders offer coaching and encouragement as required, but you let them take it. This stage builds the trust required for effective delegation. Discussion focus on this one is why it needs to be done. Our next one is the laissez-faire response. The job or task, less detail, less interpersonal. Remember, we're relying on their expertise in this one. Person is fully competent and performs functions reliable at a high level. This is maybe some of our top performers on the team. The leader behavior: leader can assign tasks with little or no oversight or follow-up. Discussion focuses on what needs to be done. You trust your team. They've built a reputation of being able to get it done. Okay. Now, next, beware of reverse delegation. Beware of reverse delegation here. Now, what do you mean by that? Remember, we talked earlier about accountability, right? So we pass a task on. We want to make sure that they're being accountable for the work that needs to be involved in. We know that some people will be willing to pass that task right back, right? Because they don't want to do that. Now, maybe not want the pressure. Remember, we talked about some of the challenges of each of those leadership styles, right? Well, tasks that we push out to some people, it may stress, may give, or may just not want to do the work. Okay, they could be retired while working. I've seen a few of those in my time, right? And so may push back or may act like they don't really know, okay? But you want to be cautious about that. Reverse delegation happens when delegated tasks end up back in your bucket. We have leaders that say, you know what, I'll just do it myself. That way I know it gets done, okay? But that's not helping your team in that instance, right? We have to accountable once we give them all the tools and the information they need to be successful. So eliminating reverse delegation, make time to know your employees, just like your kids, right? You know your kids, so you know how they're going to react. I have 3 boys. I have 2 boys that react totally different when it comes to me getting on them about something. I have one son I can fuss at, and he will simply, okay, Dad, you're right. And he disarms me completely because I want to fuss. And he disarms me. Yeah, Dad, you're right. I'll do better. What else can I say? But then I have that one that will go right back. He's just as passionate as I am. And we're going back and forth, right? And I have to convince them. So you know your child. You understand how to communicate to get the most and the best out of each one. You have to know it when you see it. You're not being slick. I know what that joker doing. You come ask me, then you go ask mom, right? It happens. So preventive measures, you want to have those preventive measures in place. Okay. All right. So now we're going to move on to adaptive change, because change moves at the speed of light. We know that it's always happening. And so as a leader, we must be able to adapt to change quickly. There used to be a time when, hey, we had 30, 60-day ramp up, maybe even 90-day ramp up when change happens. But we know with change in technology and how things change so quickly now, we know that we don't have 90 days, right? So we have to get people into going through that change curve a little bit quicker, including yourself through that change process. So let's take a look here, because this is something that we'll do in our class as well as an activity. We'll talk about and give you an opportunity to rate your adaptability to change. When it comes to change, do you see it as an opportunity? Rarely, seldom, sometimes, right? When you see that, I adapt plans as needed. Okay, I lead change by example. Okay, never, seldom, sometimes. Okay, so this gives you an opportunity to reflect on how you process change, because we know that's going to be important. You have to be able to process change. Now, for you to be able to process change, there's some key things that you need yourself, because remember, when it comes to our own personal processing of change, there are things we need to know too. We have the fear of the unknown. Our safety is important, as well as our teams. So what do we need to know? Some key questions that we want to ask our leadership is, first of all, what is happening? Okay. Why is it happening? How will this affect me and my job? What's the plan for getting there? Understanding these and getting that information and allowing you to process the change will then allow you to go in front of your team and be able to communicate that change in a way that they can visualize it and they can be comfortable and confident in it. Why? Because they trust you and they trust your leadership. They trust your transparency. Okay, so that's important. Now, we can also flex. There is some that we need to be flexible when it comes to change, and there are ways to do that. Once we process that change, right? Once we go through our change curve and we get ready to communicate that change, we want to be able to flex to a cognitive style, right? The cognitive style meaning that we can think about this change in different ways. Okay, how do we analyze the change, and how do we find different ways to look at the change, right, in a positive light? Okay, we can actually do that. What different perceptions do I have about this change? How can it be a benefit to our team, to our unit, to our organization? How creative can we be with regards to this? Okay. How about the emotional aspect? Again, I highlight psychological safety, right? Because we know how important that is. I can't dismiss emotions that come with change. You have to process your emotions first, right? But then when you get ready to communicate with your team, you have to allow for those emotions. We can't dismiss emotions, because then what happens? We lose trust. Okay. We don't have empathy with our teams. Our teams don't trust us in those moments when they need to be able to display that empathy. That's important. And then dispositional. How do we see the change, right? Some people are optimists. Some people are pessimists. We're looking at the optimist side of those things, right? The glass half full side. Here are the positives that this change can do and having a positive impact on our unit. Okay, or I challenge you as a team to find some of the positives that we can utilize in this change. Okay. Yes, I like it. Pass it back like a hot potato. You have some people that'll do that, right? Absolutely, Gregory. Okay, Sharon says, yes, know who it is you're giving it to so that it doesn't come back in your lap. Absolutely, Sharon. But guess what, Sharon? You also have to step back too. Because again, if you're that person like me, you'd rather just do it yourself. That way I know it gets done. Right? So you have to know yourself and you have to challenge yourself in those moments to know, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let you off the hook that early. Right? So absolutely. But it goes back to your point, knowing your team. Knows who's going to try to boomerang that back to me and who's going to take the challenge and move forward. But even those people that are going to do that, boomerang it, I don't let them off the hook though, right? We still have to challenge them as we become adaptive leaders. Okay, because they hope that we don't. In the back of the room, hope we don't give them a project. No, we're not going to let them off that easy, right? All right. Sharon says, exactly. That's right. Courtney says, as a first-time supervisor, as a civilian, that does become awkward navigating the, yes, absolutely, Courtney, I can see that, right? But again, it's about putting in the work. We have to put in the work to get to know our teams so that we can challenge them in the way that will stretch them and they can feel positive about it. We have to encourage them. There's going to be some anxiety around those things, right? But we have to continue to encourage and build their confidence. So adapting to change, adapting to change. Be curious. Remember, we talked about that. We are right. Ambiguity, curiosity, creativity, innovation, right? Don't get too attached to a single plan. Create support systems. We need that. Think about some of the other leaders in your organization or teams that have these different styles. And then go and talk to them about it. You may have some people on your team that are democratic, and you may get some pointers for them, right? Those of you that are servant leaders that may have problem all of a sudden having to be an autocratic leader, you may want to go to some of your autocratic leaders like, how do you do that? How are you able to just be so authoritative in that moment? Right? So go and talk to your people. They will appreciate it. And guess what? They're going to want to learn from you too. When they see how you are being an adaptive leader, they're going to want some of that. Okay? And so you're here to be able to give them that. Understand your own reactions to change. We talked about that. Immerse yourself in new environments and in new situations. Put yourself in situations where you can test those different leadership styles. If you never use them, then how are you going to get good at it? So you have to put yourself in that, even in maybe in your home life, maybe situation with friends, maybe situations at work where you can do that. Maybe you talk to your boss in your one-on-one sessions about challenging you to be able to utilize these different skills. You have to practice it, right? You have to practice. You have to put it in play consistently. That's the only way you're not going to revert back to your natural style. Okay. You will help the team with success because you will be a part of that success. Yes, Sharon, thank you. Yes, always communicating. Absolutely. Thank you, Sharon. All right, so the last track that we touch on here is maximizing engagement. We want to be able to create a group, an organization that are adaptive. Imagine that. Imagine creating a team that's able to have all these different leadership styles. Right? Remember, we talked about mobilizing knowledge, right? Sure, you have influence over your team. So they're going to look at your style. They're going to see your primary style consistently, right? But when you're able to adapt these different styles, guess what? You're going to influence them in the same way. And they're going to want to learn these different styles. And now you're building the workforce of tomorrow. I'll never forget, I was watching a YouTube video of a lady named Carla Harris, and she was a VP of Smith Barney. And I remember, I think it was a TED Talk, and she was talking about leaders and being able to coach and develop new leaders. And you want to make sure that you leave the department that you were in or the position you were in just as good as before you got there. And sometimes leaders have difficult time leaving, so they have one foot on first base with another foot on second base. But you have to realize as leaders, I can't get to second base with a foot on first base. I need to be able to let go. But to do that, I need to be confident in what I'm leaving behind. You leaving adaptive leaders behind that can work with the workforce of today and tomorrow can assure you that you set up for your next level of success. Okay? So we're going to talk about that here. Adaptive organizations. People use their brains. People want to use their brains, right? People want to use their brains. We want to create opportunities for them to be able to do that. So we have to make sure that, hey, if somebody else can do the job, let them do it. Give them those opportunities. Allow them to grow. People want to learn new things. Give them the opportunity to do that. Next, people acknowledge problems. If we create an environment that's psychologically safe where people can provide feedback, where they can state their opinions without feeling like they're going to be pushed to the side, ridiculed, made to feel bad about their diverse thoughts and views, then they'll be able to acknowledge problems and be able to share those. That's why you're being observant as well and being able to open up that dialogue and communication. When you do that, you create that whole organization ownership. When we talked about empowering people, imagine that. You're empowering them. You're giving them decision-making authority. Guess what? Now they're accountable. Now they feel a part of, their own the situation. People care about the whole organization, but we have to give them a reason to, right? And so people develop leaders, as we just touched on. People develop leaders. So it's on you to be able to create this type of leadership for your teams. People are committed to learning. We always have to give them opportunities to learn. If we don't promote a growth mindset, then if we don't encourage it, then they won't have it. So we have to encourage it. We have to give them those opportunities to, or they'll be stifled, right? They won't grow. We want to give them opportunities to do that. All right. I love this saying by Zig Ziglar, right? He talks about people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. So we have to continue to try to motivate and inspire our teams. Every leadership style, we're looking to do that. How do we motivate, push, inspire, help learn? Keep that growth mindset by challenging myself and challenging others consistently. So types of employees and how to motivate them, because we talked about the importance of motivation and you have those conversations with your teams, you recognize the type of team members that you have. And we'll have your supervisors when you do the full course to really think about their teams, because that's going to help them know, okay, kind of start out which style will work best based on this particular employee on my team. I have defenders, right? That seek security, like stability, sets routines, regular communication. So what does that mean for when I have to communicate change to that person, right? There's some answers that I need to make sure that I have, right? So that I can make them feel comfortable. We have our builders, seeks money, wants clear route to promotion, motivated by material perks. So now I know how to challenge them. I know how to provide opportunities for them. Okay? So all of these, from the expert to the star, seeks recognition, wants respect and perks, needs positive feedback and rewards. All of these will help me be able to customize my communication style, my adaptive style to each individual on my team to help each one grow based on what motivates them and what demotivates them. All right. Lastly, we talked about the 4 A's of adaptive leaders. Okay, first of all, anticipation. We talked about you being an observant leader, right? Anticipating what's happening, being proactive in your approach. Articulation, right? Being able to communicate your vision, letting your team know that, hey, this is authentic me. This is me stepping up, challenging myself. This is my growth and development process. I'm going to be adaptive so I can teach you how to be adaptive. Okay. Individual, we talked about that adaptation. And then it all starts with accountability from an individual basis, right? I have to be accountable. It starts with me. And you help them and your teams to become accountable. All right. So this is really the demo version, short version of this class, there's a lot more involved, from different types of activities, from individual to breakout activities that we do, open discussions about certain things. We make sure to give them a full learning experience through this course.